Hello everyone, Frankie Day back again on YouTube. Okay guys, I've been toying with an idea this morning. Since I'm in a shipbuilding mood, I went down to my finished bases down below. And I pulled out an oldie but goodie here, something that I've done about 45 years ago that I built. This is all scratch built from plans. And this is for you, Gary Brinkler. And thank you very much, Gary, for that shout out in video 24 on your Blue Nose schooner. You're doing a very wonderful job, sir, on that. Welcome to the world of scratch building. You see details like the way I see it. When I see plans, I want to build a model, I want to make sure it's as real and concise as possible. And plans sometimes don't incorporate that. They more or less give you a basic design of the model, follow me, or go nowhere. And so you only go so far, then you got to edge out somewhere else for research by making it 100% correct compared to what's offered on the plans. Okay guys, I built this from plans. These plans there came from marine models. Now marine models and Blue Jacket ship crafters are probably one of the most oldest model companies in the world. Only one model company in the world today that's world famous, and the oldest model company that there is in the history of the world is Blue Jacket ship crafters. They've been in business since 1903. And my Horace Boucher was a naval architect. He more or less formed the company. He built models for the Washington D.C. as builders models. And so he said, hey, what the hey, I can make builders models into profit. There's a lot of connoisseurs and collectors out there who like to build some of my work. So he produced kits and plans and such. And Marine Models is the second oldest model ship company if there is. They merged out back in 1919, and when they first came out. And I built the model of the HMS Bounty, which is this one right here. You'll be seeing in a couple seconds, fellas. And the scale of 150 scale, which is pretty sizable, plank and frame construction. I built one of these many years ago. I have it encased in a glass case, and when I moved out from California out here to Ohio, it got destroyed. The kit was damaged beyond repair. I wouldn't say it's an impossibility to repair it over again, but you got to realize you got to chalk in the factor of the time that was put into the model and everything else. And you got other ones calling on you. So that was more or less just scrap for parts. And the rest of it with the shit can. So about years later, I went ahead and built this from scratch. This is a very old model. I had this for a long time, and it's not done yet, folks. I got the mizzen mist. I got the reef lines I got to put into it, reef points, so they can reef and furl the sails when the men go aloft. So all the hand figures, I made about 5 or 6 figures I carved from wood using a knife and a Dremel tool. I made some sailors on it. No ship don't look good without sailors. And so Captain Bly's not there yet, so he soon will be. So here's another build I'll be doing in this winter months to follow. So when I finish up the Arizona, I'll be hopping in on probably on a couple other ones I'll be doing, finishing up like the Flying Cloud Clipper. I got the Revell 1959 issue kit I had all those years of the Cuddy Sark. I got the 1965 issue kit when it first came out by Revell, 192 scale of the USS Constitution. These are all plastic kits with the exception of the Flying Cloud, which was the Blue Jacket shipcrafter kit, a 1932 kit. I was very fortunate. I inherited some from my father when he passed. He had a lot of Blue Jacket kits that he had laying around, and when he was in the Navy himself, and he bought a lot of them, kept them in the sea bag or his locker and sent home, and they left dormant inside the bottle box for all those years. So when he passed, he gave them to me. So thank you, Father. And the Flying Cloud is one of them. Okay, guys, enough chatter. We'll get back to this one here. This ship here, folks, don't need no induction at all. This is the Great Lake. HMS Bounty, armed merchantman of 1785 or 1765. And we all know how history prevails of the demise of the HMS Bounty. Taken over by Mr. Christensen, first officer's first mate. Some crew members followed him, and some didn't. The loyal sailors stayed with a jolly boat with Captain Bligh for 40 horrible days and 40 horrible nights. And believe you me, the only thing I can say about Captain Bligh, the man was one hell of a sailor. Between officers and gentlemen, he stinks. He was definitely Royal Navy back in those days. And they are very harsh. Harsh 17th century sea law was very, very harsh. And they whipped you right into shape. I mean that literally. And they had press gangs that were sent out to Shanghai. These poor fellows, guys who are single, who are married, got caught in a pub drinking a few beers, talking to a nice looking girl. Next thing you know, a big whop on the back of the skull. Next thing you know, wake up with a headache made in hell, and you got a big hairy bosun mate looking over you, so get your ass up topside. And you look out that porthole and find out you're at sea. So you're in the clutches of the Royal Navy. So anyway, that'll be that. Let's get to the model, folks. Okay, boys. As Canada's feeling like it was yesterday, we'll swing this bad boy around over here and take a look at the HMS Bounty. As you can see, fellas, at the stage right here, it's not completed yet. I got the foremast, the mainmast all fully rigged. I got all clew lines, all butt lines, all end haul lines, all leech lines. Well presented, is that the real thing? All that's left is remaining is a mizzen-mast, and mizzen-mast does come off, folks. Because I got to step up the mast by adding blocks on the bottom of the trees right here, as you can see. These are called cross trees that fit underneath the hounds on the foretop. And there's your lubber's hole at the bottom there where the hound's at. Here's your hounds right there. You can see lubber holes. Lubber holes, and also around the cross trees, also around the platform here, has to have blocks rigged. Yesterday I reviewed Mr. Gary Brinkler's video 24 of Blue Nose Schooner by making pad eyes. I've got a shortcut and a good tip for you, Gary. After we make a review of this ship right here, I'll present it on the camera here when I get done. I'm making a review of the builds coming up. Okay, so go off up top side, folks. You got your top gallant sail up there. It's all rigged. We'll zoom in a little bit, folks. I don't want to get too close for this thing because it gets it out of focus. This thing is rigged up just like the real one, folks. I got foot ropes in there. Should have been a little lax, but I could tighten them up right there. There you go. You got your in-hull lifts right there, which go all the way down to your mast, to your lubber's hole, to your platform, and down to your belaying pins down below here. Your belaying pins will come over here, this side over here. You see what I'm saying? It's took 4 years to build this so far. Work on it every day. We'll get back to the transom here. Transom needs to be done, but you get a general idea. I got all the gudgeons on the anchors. The rudder is functional because you got the tiller. The HMS Bounty had a tiller. Here's your ship's wheel right here. They turn. So what I'm going to add a sheave block. Excuse me, folks, with this camera here. I got my big mitts right here in the way. It's kind of obstructing the view here. Here's your tiller right here. You can see it moving. There you go, folks. I'll keep right here this angle here. This attitude will be okay. I'm going to rig a block here and a block here. And this block right here will hook up to the snatch block and take it out of the in-hull block to the sheave block up to the ship's wheel. By turning the wheel, it'll turn the tiller this way as a real one. Right here you got your buckshot guns, which we call them 1 pounders. 1 pound shot. They can put a man down quick. Of course, along the gunwales right there, it's all red. All men of war back in the late 17th century. 18th century, they had to disillusion the sailors, keep them, because there's a lot of blood splattered on decks when they went to combat. So blood more or less splattered to the side of the bulkheads right there. So they paint them red to keep the sailors from getting dismayed. They can be the next victim. You can see all the rope coils meet up in the belaying pins bench. I got the chalk towns right there for the jolly boat. And there you go, fellas. There's my sailors right there. I carved those bad boys out of wood. You got one fella right here with bell bottoms on, red and white striped pants, as they did. They all got hats on. He's up there pulling in. He's pulling in line 10, which is actually an in-haul. It's your in-haul skysail yard. What it does, it takes in the skysail. He's just now hooked up to the belaying bench. Got this fellow over here. He's now making up a rope right here. He's making up a line. He's put it on top of the belaying pin. He's right up against the taffrail right there. You can see all the dead eyes out there, how they're rigged. And we go forward. We have another sailor here by the bowsprit. We'll get a little closer view of him. Get this camera to focus a little bit. There we go. This rigging is rigged up just like the real one, folks. I can pull a line. I can make everything work on this ship. Everything will work. All the bowsprits been turned on my lathe. All yards been turned on my lathe. This is a very beautiful ship when it's finished. I need to finish it. At this stage, you can see why. But I'm getting the Arizona done first, and the rest will follow. And there's the tops right there of your Royal Skysail. A beautiful ship indeed she is, fellas. This is as far as I got on her. I had her encased and I had her covered up quite well. Keep the elements of nature from getting on her decks, so she's about as clean, pristine as the day last time I worked on it. And today I can still smell the paint on it. And this is all plankton frame construction using the plans and the templates for the bulkheads. All I did is reproduce the kit by buying my own wood and putting all the labor into it. Mr. Gary Brinkler did a very, very wonderful job on his bounty. Man needs to be congratulated. You are now a shipwright, Mr. Brinkler. You are now a shipwright. You are now into the fields of scratch building. The man's doing a very wonderful job on his Blue Nose schooner, folks. I highly recommend to go to his website, his channel right there, and view his videos. Those of you who are nautical buffs, it's a must. This man has worked hard. He's put many, many, many hours into tedious labor and tedious time making exceptional videos and doing a very marvelous museum quality job on his Blue Nose schooner. I highly recommend to visit his channel and review his videos. You'd be amazed how much detail and attention this man pays to produce an accurate model. That's how I am, fellas. When you're building something, you got to make it as real as possible, weathering or no weathering. Okay, guys, we're going to zoom out right now with this bad boy here. We're going to finish up the video. I'll show this little tip to Mr. Gary Brinkler about making pad eyes. Okay, guys, we're back to norm now. We'll swing around. There you go, fellas. Sorry about the confusion right there. Okay, that'll be that right there, folks. Okay, Gary, right now you mentioned something about pad eyes, but you can't do nothing until you get your pad eyes so you can actually screw them inside your previous drilled mast bands we made out of tubing. Here's what you do, buddy. Get yourself a coat hanger. This is a straight piece of coat hanger wire, or music wire, or it depends on how the circumference of your eyelid. If you want it small, big, it depends on your doweling. Same thing is reference as the drills as you use for your mast bands that you're using as a demonstration. Right here, this is for example. You take a piece of wire, here, go down to Ace Hardware or any hardware store, Lowe's, Hobby Lobby, any place that sells wire, copper, brass, it don't matter. It's all the same. Take a piece of wire, you stick it around here, buddy, till it forms a loop right there. Take a pair of needle nose pliers and you twist like this. As you twist, it puts pressure up against the coat hanger wire and the eye that it's making, and what you're doing, you're making a thread, so it'll screw in very nicely inside your mast bands on your finished bowsprit stepping and also your mast. Then you grab it here right by the end of the stock, twist here, there, right there, buddy. There is your eyelet. To finish it off, no matter how you grab it, take the bitter end of your snips. In this case, and you come over, you snip that surplus wire over, there it is. There's your pad eye, buddy. Very sorry, Gary, about the focusing of this camera right here to this pad eye here, but I think you get the idea, sir. I'll tell you what, I'll clarify this up more better. I should have done this in the first place. There you go. Perfect pad eye. Here's your mast band. Stick it in, cut off as much as you want so it's flush. This is copper. It'll solder very, very well without flux. There's your pad eyes. That's one less thing to do with my bounty. Okay, guys, this right now enough's enough right now for now. I gotta get hot on Gary on Craig Huff's 101 biplane group build. The RE8's calling on me, so I'll get that going, and I'll make a video of that this evening. So I decided to throw this in as a build coming up, a finish up build coming up. Projects to come, I guess. Right after I finish the Arizona. I got the Titanic coming next, so stay tuned for that too, folks. So I got one hell of a workload between my job and doing all this. People start to wonder, my God, how's the guy? I said, guys, I just keep it going. That keeps me young and keeps me healthy. As long as you keep it going, it'll keep everything else going inside your system. You live forever. Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May God bless and happy modeling. And we'll catch you next video, which will be this evening. It'll be for Craig Huff's biplane group build, featuring my RE8 reconnaissance biplane, World War I reconnaissance job by the Great Air Fix Company. And that'll be it. Okay, fellas, this is Frankie Day signing off. Like Mark Speedy 197 says, over and out. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. You boys take care of yourself, guys, and God bless you all.